If you could rebuild a rating agency, a data room, and a DeFi protocol from scratch using AI, what would it look like? In this module, we'll turn that question into concrete startup ideas, moats, and playbooks you can actually execute. Real-world assets live in messy data. PDFs, bank exports, legal covenants, emails. Today, humans have to read, reconcile, and translate all of that before anything meaningful can hit a smart contract. That's the bottleneck, and it's why most RWA products feel manual and small-scale. An AI layer acts as a data funnel, ingesting, cleaning, and structuring heterogeneous data, so protocols can price risk, update positions, and enforce covenants on-chain automatically at Web3 speed. When you scale RWAs the old-fashioned way, humans become the bottleneck. Analysts grind through giant PDFs, check risk only every month or quarter, redo KYC by hand, and stare at siloed dashboards. An AI-native operation flips that. Data is ingested automatically. Risk is monitored continuously. Identity checks adapt over time, and market insight becomes standardized cross-protocol signals. The payoff is higher throughput, faster reactions, and more consistent risk management. In RWA today, everyone is flying with scattered dashboards and PDF memos. There's no Bloomberg, no S&P-style neutral intelligence layer. That gap is the opportunity. AI can ingest structured and unstructured data, then output standardized scores and signals. The big play is owning that neutral layer every RWA protocol, fund, and DAO depends on. iNative rating agencies flip the old model from static PDFs to live, data-driven views of risk. They continuously parse issuer financials, collateral reports, and governance changes, then turn that stream into real-time default probabilities and loss expectations. On-chain signals like utilization, delinquencies, and liquidations are folded in, so ratings actually react to market behavior. The major unlock is automated alerts and early warning systems, helping investors exit or reprice RWA positions before problems explode. Risk dashboards are where AI, data, and RWA actually meet investor decisions. Instead of scraping PDFs and protocol docs, allocators get standardized fields, consistent risk metrics, and comparable yields across many pools. Layer on natural language queries and scenario engines, and you can ask, what blows up if defaults double, and get an instant portfolio-level answer. Now zoom in on AI copilots for RWA builders and investors. Think of a copilot as a specialized teammate that lives inside your workflow, in the data room, the term sheet, or the protocol dashboard. Its job is to slash the grunt work of reading documents, reconciling numbers, and modeling scenarios so humans focus on judgment and strategy. When you hear 80-page SPV document, think friction and delay. An AI copilot can turn that into a structured data problem. It ingests term sheets and facility docs, then surfaces the parts investors actually care about: triggers, covenants, and transfer restrictions. Instead of manually hunting for seniority rules or KYC obligations, they're extracted into fields your protocol can reason about. The final step is standardization, so every new deal can be compared cleanly to existing market norms. Adding AI to RWA governance is like giving the DAO a supercharged risk team. You can run what-if questions in real time. What if rates jump 200 basis points or defaults double? The model can suggest how to rebalance, which tranches to grow or shrink, and even pre-draft governance proposals with data, charts, and historical analogs ready to debate. When people say RWAs don't scale, they're usually talking about compliance, not code. Every serious RWA touchpoint involves regulated entities, verified investors, and country-specific rules. Today, that stack is fragmented, Excel-based, and built for quarterly reporting, not block-by-block activity. The big opportunity is to rebuild this trust layer as crypto-native infrastructure. Automated KYC and KYB, continuous transaction monitoring, anomaly detection, and one-click regulatory reporting. Whoever solves that reliably becomes the default pipe everyone else plugs into. WACC for RWAs can't be a one-and-done form you fill out. It has to evolve into continuous monitoring, where identity, behavior, and risk are all tracked over time. AI helps here in three ways. It verifies complex documents, flags forgeries, and untangles beneficial ownership. It then merges off-chain identity records with on-chain activity to compute a live risk score. That lets protocols adjust limits, pricing, or even access as behavior changes. Borderless regulatory intelligence is about turning messy, jurisdiction-specific rules into programmable logic. You feed in who the investor is, what the asset is, and where it lives legally. AI maps those inputs to the right regulations globally, then runs an automated rule engine that explains in plain language what's allowed. Finally, it can spit out regulator-grade reports and ongoing surveillance, massively reducing manual compliance work and making RWA structures scale safely. You can think of AI x RWA startups as three complementary bets. The intelligence layer serves allocators and risk teams by aggregating messy data and turning it into usable signals. Its moat is proprietary datasets and models. The copilot layer sits next to builders and DAOs, speeding up workflows like structuring deals and reading documents. The trust layer sells comfort to regulators and compliance teams via always-on KYC, monitoring, and precise rule engines. When you build in AI plus RWA, you're not just shipping features, you're designing moats. Data moats come from privileged access, integrations with custodians, protocols, and compliance rails others can't easily copy. Workflow moats come from becoming part of someone's daily process, so ripping you out is painful. Expertise moats come from hard-won credit, legal, and crypto knowledge encoded into models. The trap is launching generic AI. The edge lives in messy on-chain and off-chain specifics. Real-world assets are the economic engine. Blockchain is the neutral, programmable ledger that lets that value move, settle, and plug into DeFi. AI adds the intelligence layer, finding deals, pricing risk, and automating decisions at scale. If you can operate confidently at the intersection of these three, you'll be positioned where the next wave of value is created.